What's going on, guys? Midwest Tokusatsu here, and this week we've got news for Power Rangers, Kamen Rider, and Ultraman, and nothing from Sentai. So we're going to start, as always, with the small stuff coming from Power Rangers, and this is mostly going to be for the comic news. And starting off, we have an announcement coming from comicbook.com for Power Rangers reveals new Mighty Morphin series and mysterious new Green Ranger exclusive. And this is by Matthew Argular. I'm sorry, I can't always pronounce these names right. But it reads, it's been a busy few years for Power Rangers comics. First, it was Shattered Grid, then we went beyond the grid, and finally, we dealt with Necessary Evil. But now it's time for Unlimited Power. The new storyline kicks off in a brand new Power Rangers series from Boom Studios titled Mighty Morphin, and we've got your exclusive look at the new series right here, which includes a mysterious new Green Ranger and the revelation of a major secret from Zordon's past. Writer Ryan Parrott and artist Marco Reyna will be at the helm of Mighty Morphin #1, which is actually the first of two all-new teams and all-new series hitting in November of this year. And it's quoted as saying, this is a brand new beginning for an all-new Mighty Morphin team featuring characters you know and an all-new Green Ranger. This book is a chance to explore the past, present, and future of the team in ways you've never seen before, Parrott said. Coming out of Necessary Evil, there seemed like an opportunity to not only start fresh, but focus on the story in our new Mighty Morphin team like we haven't before. So I'll stop there for now and leave you with a couple of thoughts. So I believe this is the Amazon leak that we found a couple of weeks back that we talked about. And I remember it mentioning something about a new Green Ranger. And at the time, I thought it was going to be a possible female Green Ranger. But now I've heard other rumors stating that it could possibly be a rehabilitated dragon. But whatever it ends up being, I'm sure it'll be cool. Because for the most part, these comics have never really steered us wrong before. Regardless of it being Mighty Morphin focused, they've been consistently pretty good. So continuing throughout the article, we've got some beautiful cover art here. First one being a standoff with the team. White Rangers in front, got the new Green Ranger in the back. And this is really an overall good piece. Second one is the new Green Ranger, front and center, holding the rest of them in the palm of his hand. So that might signify he might be a villain come later on. And then last one is just an all-out army of Rangers and villains from different seasons across the board, with the Omega Rangers kind of taking front and center. Well, at least red and black. And then I even see Bulk and Skull at the bottom with their Comic Ranger forms kind of there too. So that's actually a nice touch. And the rest of it, it's just from different seasons. So this is going to kind of segue into our next topic, coming from comicbook.com as well, from the same writer, Matthew Aguilar. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name. And this is for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Comic-Con at Home panel revealed. So this is kind of going to be the Boom Studios presence at San Diego Comic-Con, since cons all around this year have been canceled. So like everything's just kind of like switching to online for news. So this one reads, fans from all over the world will be able to take part in San Diego Comic-Con this year despite the fact that the physical convention isn't happening. That is all thanks to Comic-Con's first virtual convention, Comic-Con at Home, and we're finally starting to get the anticipated panel lineup for the event. That includes something cool for Power Rangers fans as Boom Studios announced the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers The Future Is Now panel, which will take place on Saturday, July 25th at 1 p.m. The event is going to have a loaded panel to talk about the new era of Power Rangers and the upcoming original graphic novel, Power Rangers Sins of the Future. And for those of you that don't know, that's the recently announced Time Force graphic novel, which I personally can't wait for. Time Force is one of my favorite seasons, and I'm sure it's yours as well, if you're like a hardcore Ranger fan like myself. But continuing, some of your favorite legendary Rangers will also be a part of the mix. The panel includes Power Rangers writer Ryan Parrott and artist Francesco Mortarino and Marco Reyna, as well as Sins of the Future writer Matthew Ehrman and artist Giuseppe Caparo. I'm so sorry I'm butchering these names. So Boom Studios editors Daphne Plebon and Matthew Levine will also be talking all the things Power Rangers throughout the panel, but that's not all. On the Ranger Legends front, Ranger Steve Cardenas and Time Force Pink Aaron Cahill will also be on hand, with Cahill moderating the event. These panels are always full of cool surprises, so we're definitely going to be watching what they have in store for 2020. You can check out the full description for the panel below. Okay, so I'll read a little bit of this. A new era for Power Rangers begins here. Join a star-studded lineup of talent including Ryan Parrott, Francesco Mortarino, Marco Reyna, Power Rangers Sins of the Future team of Matthew Ehrman and Giuseppe Carpero, along with Steve Cardenas, Rocky DeSantos, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Matthew Levine, editor, Boom Studios, Daphne Plebon, senior editor, Boom Studios, to discuss the future of Power Rangers in comics. The upcoming original graphic novel, Power Rangers Sins of the Future, and the shocking new direction for the Power Rangers that will leave you green with excitement, moderated by Aaron Cahill, Power Rangers Time Force. Okay, so from what I've gathered here, it sounds like the focus here is going to be mainly on Sins of the Future and not so much the recent ones that we just talked about with Mighty Morphin, and we didn't mention this one yet here, but also the other series, Power Rangers, also from Boom. So that sounds like a nice little event going on there. I might check it out if I have the time. Alright, so last for Power Rangers, we have more rumors from the Illuminati, this time about the upcoming film from Hasbro. And this is coming from their website, theilluminati.com, by Bryce West. And this one is titled, Updated New Power Rangers Movie Details, How It Ties into the Future of the Franchise Exclusive. So before I get into this one, just like with last week, these are just rumors, nothing's confirmed. Like, this has gotten enough talk to where I think it's justified to where I can at least discuss it. And also, you guys can discuss what you think down in the comments below. And just, let's just have a civil discussion here. No, trying to debunk the rumors. It's just rumors, nothing's confirmed. And let's just talk. Okay, disclaimer over. Okay, so the article reads, Update, we have a major update. They said update twice. Okay, regarding this story, as mentioned in the attached video, our sources have told us that the upcoming Power Rangers movie will be taking place in the same continuity of the TV show. This means that the Rangers/characters throughout the past 28 years will be in the same continuity as the new movie Rangers. With our latest breaking news regarding the future of the Power Rangers franchise, fans have started to wonder, where does PR go from here? Today, we hope to answer that. According to our sources, who have once again asked to remain anonymous, it seems that Hasbro will be putting all bets on their live-action Power Rangers movie that is currently in development at Paramount, as well as a further focus on MMPR. Not sure how I feel about that one, but okay. We have some exclusive story details of what the movie will be about and when the movie will take place in the Power Rangers timeline. Now, to be clear, what we are reporting is what is in the script in its current state. The script could very well change in time as the movie is still in pre-production, but what we are reporting is on how it is right now. The Power Rangers movie is going back to the past. At some point, the Rangers will be taken back in time to the 1990s, according to THR. According to our own sources, Hasbro's new Power Rangers movie will feature an all-new Ranger team, not necessarily just 5 Rangers, and it will include an original lineup of heroes. We are being told that Hasbro is looking for a diverse cast for the film that includes many different racial backgrounds and members of the LGBTQ community. LGBTQ plus community. They also have told us that Hasbro plans to cast a female lead for this upcoming film. We've also learned that Lord Zed will be the main villain of the film, and Zordon will be involved in the time-traveling element that thrusts the Rangers back in time. Alright, so piggybacking off of last week's rumors, we heard that apparently Hasbro was going to cut ties with Toei when it came to producing Power Rangers, and this is kind of a follow-up to that. So what it sounds like is they're not canceling the universe, but they're going to continue it with this movie that they've got going, or this movie franchise. So that's interesting. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time we had a Power Rangers movie take place in the main timeline, because, Turbo, right? And also, the fact that it's going to feature an all-new Ranger team is something to pay attention to as well, because I thought it was going to be Mighty Morphin focused, as we all did, because, like, you know that they potentially want to capture that nostalgic 90s kids audience with, you know, nostalgia pandering, as to be expected, right? That might still be the case, but it sounds like that it's not going to be the original 5 that we knew, like Jason, Kimberly, Trini, Billy, Zach, and it's going to be all new characters. And when they mentioned that there was going to be a female Red Ranger, I thought at first that they were actually going to make Jason female, and I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. But if it's a new character, then that's okay, because, like, they're continuing the story. And then also the part about it being not really 5 Rangers, like, that could mean more or less. So if it's more, then this might not just be Mighty Morphin, because there's also a part here that mentions this could possibly include a variety of suits and Zords from MMPR all the way to the modern era, and will feature multiple different looks in Zords throughout Ranger history. So, yeah, that leads me to believe that this is going to focus on the franchise as a whole and not just Mighty Morphin. So, as a hardcore fan, I like that, because it shows you that they're trying to appeal to more than just like that core nostalgia audience, and like they actually want the real fans to watch this as well. So if that ends up being the case, then kudos to Hasbro. Alright, so moving on from Ranger news, next up is the Rider news, and first up we have the Hesei Generations Forever live stream from Saturday, and that was the US premiere of the Hesei Generations Forever movie. And this was live streamed on the Nerdist YouTube channel in place of the panel that they were going to hold for this at, I believe, Comic-Con, but it was hosted by Team Rider, now known as Team Kamen Rider, Nicole Amber from the Tokusatsu Network, and also Toku Chris. And they did this Q&A session for fans, answering questions and also kind of explaining like the long and hard road it took like for getting Rider over here in the States, and how things are starting to improve now thanks to platforms like Tokusatsu making that a lot easier for us. And then right after that, we had this pre-recorded appearance from Keisuke Watanabe, who we know as Woz from Kamen Rider Geo, and he was announcing the giveaway for the Woz driver signed by him for fans from Team Rider. And then Tokusatsu was asking fans to record their reactions to it, and I was kind of bummed that I didn't read that beforehand, because I totally would have did mine, but what are you going to do about it? But I gotta say, I actually got kind of giddy when he said his signature catchphrase, you know, Iwai! Like, I kind of saw that coming, but it was just so fun to see that. So as a result of the movie, it actually caused Kamen Rider to trend on Twitter for the night, and got a lot of folks talking about it. Even people like James Gunn, who we know is the director of both Guardians of the Galaxy movies and also the 2 Scooby-Doo movies from the early 2000s. That was really cool to see, because I think that got a lot of eyes on it as a result. Even making Japanese news headlines talking about it too, and even caught the attention of Shinichiro Shirakura. He's one of the producers of the Kamen Rider series, and also as Toei's director of planning and production. Like, as you can see here, he didn't quite know what was going on at first, but then fans had to remind him that it was the US premiere of Hesei Generations Forever, and then it kind of clicked. And then, according to him, before, COVID happened, that this was actually going to have a theatrical release. I'm not quite sure how well that would have done, and I think that doing a stream on YouTube allowed more eyes to be on it here. So I think this kind of worked out for the best. And then looking at even more reactions, we see David Fielding here showing his appreciation as well. Like, who knew Zordon was a Kamen Rider fan? Like, that's just crazy to me. So after the movie, this was actually supposed to make its streaming debut on Shout Factory and its other platforms on August 1st. But as of today, Wednesday, July 15th, Tokusatsu, they put out a decree on Twitter stating that if they were to reach 5,000 followers, that they would release it early. And that ended up being the case. Like, it happened rather quickly to my surprise. And it is now up on Shout Factory TV. And it'll be on the other platforms, like Tubi and Verve on August 1st, as mentioned originally. So get your butts to shoutfactorytv.com, get those numbers up and just get more Rider out here. Okay, so last up for Kamen Rider, we have an announcement for this 01 short anime, Everyone's Daily Life, it's titled, and it's going to be released exclusively for Toei Tokusatsu fan club members, and it's going to be on the app starting July 23rd. So, there's not really too much about this. I'm looking at the character designs now, and I kind of guessed that they would be SD versions of them because I've never really seen like an actual, like, a more stylized version of Kamen Riders other than that SD super deformed style, because we had that one movie back in the 90s, so that kind of counts. Now, it's not a bad thing by any means, it's just what I expected. So at this point in time, I have no idea whether or not any of the fan subgroups are actually going to tackle this. It doesn't seem that important, so it's not really any rush for them to do it. So now moving on into Ultraman news, our first story is from yukiasi.weebly.com, and this is for Ultra Galaxy Fight 2 confirmed. And it reads, in a recent Ultraman Day livestream, director Koichi Sakamoto, Tokusatsu legend, Ultraman Geed, Kamen Rider Forerver, has confirmed, that Ultra Galaxy Fight 2, I can't read, is currently in the works. As of this writing, the series is in post-production. Sakamoto previously worked on the first Ultra Galaxy fight. In addition, according to Jeff Gomez of Starlight Runner Entertainment, the company in charge is helping Tsuburaya bring Ultraman to the world stage, revealed that this series will bring ambitious additions to the Ultra series lore. Other details such as the release date are yet to be revealed. The first Ultra Galaxy Fight, New Generation Heroes premiered last September 29th, 2019, and originally ran in 13-episode shorts for 13 weeks and was compiled into a single video with a total runtime of 50 minutes and 26 seconds. In the series, enemies of the past will arise and we will see the arrival of two mysterious Black Ultraman, Ultraman X Darkness, and Ultraman G Darkness. Can the new generation heroes defeat the League of Darkness? This series takes place after the events of Ultraman Rube, the movie Select the Crystal of Bond, and before the events of Ultraman Taiga. And their source is Vintage Henshin. So, alright. So, as someone that's like still fairly, well, I'm not new to Ultraman, but like I've kind of like just started recently watching it more and more. I've heard a little bit about the first Ultra Galaxy fight, although I wasn't quite sure what it was. But looking at this, it apparently is a series of shorts that was eventually compressed into one movie. And that pretty much sounds like what this next one's going to be too. And on top of that, it's directed by Koichi Sakamoto, who is a staple in Tokusatsu, whether it be Power Rangers, Sentai, or Kamen Rider. He's a director, a choreographer, stunt actor, you name it. I mean, hell, he's made cameos before, so you can count that as acting, too. So, Ultra Galaxy Fight 2, there's no confirmed date for it yet, but I will be on the lookout for it. So, our next bit of Ultra news comes from Creativity by Design, LLC.com, and this is Kaiji no Kami's website for those of you that don't know. And he has announced that Mill Creek has announced Ultraman Rube for Blu-ray in October, along with some updates on other series. So we have more Blu-ray news, basically, on Mill Creek's continuing releases of the Ultra series. And this reads, it's been a busy week with the US premiere of Kamen Rider Hesei Generations. Yeah, you're telling me. A rumor that has been spreading around Hasbro divorcing Toei, leaving questions about who was going to get custody of Power Rangers and the celebration of Ultraman Day. Yeah, that was such a busy week. Due to this, I totally missed that Mill Creek revealed that 2018's Ultraman Rube will be coming out to Blu-ray on October 13th, assuming nothing COVID-19 related gets in the way, that is. Furthermore, Mill Creek also announced that they are partnering up with Shout Factory for streaming several of the Ultraman series on Shout's streaming services and Tokusatsu Network. So we covered that last week. So basically, for those of you that didn't watch that, Mill Creek and Shout Factory announced this partnership to where Shout Factory has the streaming rights to Ultraman, and Mill Creek will continue their physical media releases. So that's a really big accomplishment in my book, for Shout Factory especially, because for the time being, ever since the launch of Tokusatsu, all they had was Ultraman Leo. So this makes a lot of sense. So continuing the article, Ultraman Leo was only available on there as we had just mentioned. But now it looks like every series they have released on Blu-ray will be available, along with others that do not have physical releases yet, such as Ultraman Max and Ultraman Mabius. So that's sort of like the mid-2000s stuff. In addition, Sci-Fi Japan's Keith Aiken participated in a live stream with YouTuber KaijuCast to talk about some updates on Mill Creek's licenses and releases. To start, they have changed their plans to only doing one release a month in order to help those who might not be able to afford multiple releases in 1 month. Therefore, it was revealed that Ultraman Taro has been pushed back until early 2021. The mural on the current string of Showa releases will end with Leo. However, Ultraman 80 is planned for a release despite not being part of the mural. So what that means is Mill Creek's releases for the Showa era series, they have these like special editions where when you put the spines together, they all make like this one consecutive picture. So continuing, Ultra Q Dark Fantasy is not available to license right now due to it being a co-production with another company. The same goes for the 90s Ultra 7 series, the Hanna-Barbera cartoon Powered Up and Towards the Future. Their license does not include Taiga and Z, given they are newer series done after Mill Creek made a deal with Subaraya. They do not have a series called Ultraman Kids 3000, along with Ultra 7X, Mabius, Max, Dyna, Gaia, Tiga, the Zero Series /movies /specials, Ultraman Saga, and Ultraman Galaxy Mega Battle. Finally, Mill Creek also has licensed Gridman. So Gridman, that's really awesome. Like, that's a show that has always caught my eye because it's so visually pleasing, but I've never been able to really figure out how to watch it. So that one's definitely going on my wish list. I've said it once before and I'll say it again. Mill Creek, keep it up. Alright, so last up for the Ultraman news is a little piece of news for Ultraman Z. And this is coming from nihonhero.weebly.com. And this is Kanen Miyahara from Kamen Rider Amazons to appear in Koichi Sakamoto directed Ultraman Z episode. So once again, we have Koichi Sakamoto involved in Ultraman. And the article reads, Kanen Miyahara, who had previously played Nozomi Takai in Kamen Rider Amazons, had announced that she is going to appear in Ultraman Z Episode 8, airing on August 8th. The episode will be directed by Koichi Sakamoto, and Kanen Miyahara is a perfect choice for action for his episode. So that's going to be nice to see for anyone that was a fan of her work in Amazons. I haven't really seen too much of Amazons. I plan to eventually. But once again, the fact that Koichi Sakamoto is directing has caught more of my attention. So that's just going to about do it for today. So as always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to like my Facebook page at Midwest Tokusatsu. We are also on Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon. And this is your captain, signing out.